Hello and welcome to another episode of Alternate Future of Adizzpro's WICSO. If you haven't watched the last episode, I highly recommend you go watch it because this map is a huge spoiler. The past few episodes have been about World War VII, I believe. Yeah, World War VII. And I did get the ideology layer updated, and it is pretty frightening. You will see that there is a very large amount of neo-authoritarian countries, especially in Mesopotamia, but a lot of the places that the neo-authoritarians conquered is where they spread their ideology. But anyway, we can get right into this video. First, we're going to be talking about the new international order because Mesopotamia was leading the new international order, and also this map needs updating, but now that Mesopotamia is gone, we really need to update this because the new international order has fractured very much. This is the updated map of the new international order. Neo-authoritarian countries are banned from this, but not by the international order itself, by the Dutch and Russian countries, but specifically the Dutch. They have put out a I don't know if I'd call it a warning, but basically a law to all neo-authoritarian countries. Since they are the founder of neo-authoritarianism, they put out this law that they are banned from this organization and will instead create their new order. This is what this neo-authoritarian order looks like. It encompasses about half of the world, and we can see both the international orders next to each other. And it has definitely taken away a lot from the new international order, and it will just shake up the entire world as it's back in a division, and a lot of countries don't know what to do. But the Dutch will wait, and after they wait a while, nothing happens because, the world's recovering. And then the Dutch gather up their army to show their strength. And this is a while after World War VII has ended, but they will go ahead and start to invade this alternate country over here. They will link up with the British Isles, and this alternate country, even though it does have superior technology, the Dutch have incorporated that superior technology into their military as well, and this alternate country is small, and so it will still fall over to the Dutch in a matter of time. And after all these major cities but this capital is captured, the Dutch will capture the rest and take the capital, and we can take a look at this peace treaty. And it will be full annexation, and the Dutch look very weird now. I don't really like it, but there's not much else I can do, so yeah. But other than that event, the world is relatively at peace, and everyone calms down, except the neo-authoritarians are still enforcing their policies. And Tanzania will now ask for help they'll ask for help to, Tanzania will ask for help from the Lime team in Persindia in invading the Gold team in Ethiopia, and Presindyan forces will land here, and both Tanzania and Presindya will now declare war on the gold team, as Tanzanian forces, filled with wanting revenge and just pure hatred for the gold team, they will march over the border, taking tons of land very fast, including this capital, or not this capital, this major city, as they go up the coast, capturing yet another major city. And they also will go pretty far in over here, even when it's more deserty. I don't know if it's like a desert over here, but I know it's probably not the best conditions. But anyway, the Tanzanians will reach up and they will begin to form a mountain-looking thing going up to the gold capital. And the gold country will send their forces to push back, and they will have some success, but it's definitely not enough to face just Presindya and Tanzania. And the Tanzanians will also cut off this big chunk of Ethiopian forces. There probably weren't a lot there, but definitely some. And the Tanzanians will broaden their front line as they will continue to march up the coast, now going even faster now that the Ethiopians are actually trying to stop them. And they have captured 2 more major cities, and Ethiopia is spending a lot on their military now and technically breaking the Treaty of World War IV. Actually, I don't know if it had like a set amount of troops the gold team could have, but I'm assuming it did. So they break that, and the Tanzanians will reach their capital, calling them out for breaking the treaty, as Tanzanian soldiers will march up the coast, taking pretty much all of modern-day Somalia, as they will take all of this land as they march into the capital of Ethiopia and take it. And then they will just further run through gold Ethiopia, and after taking most of the country, Ethiopia will make the decision to surrender over to Tanzania and accept the peace conditions. And in this peace treaty, Tanzania will get all of South Ethiopia. No, not that. What happened there? Aha, pixel. And they will take all of southern Ethiopia. And also, it is worth noting that they created this province as well as this province and this one. They were broken off other provinces. I just felt like it was worth noting that. But yeah, so some new provinces are created, and also Presindya will be gaining this island for their troubles, as well as these 2, but I can't really fill those in unless I did that, but that doesn't look real good. Actually, it kind of does, but no, I'm gonna keep it like this. Anyway, Ethiopia will be heavily weakened by Tanzania, and they are also not allowed to have a military now. That is one of the conditions of the peace deal, but Ethiopia cannot do anything about it, so yeah, they have no military now. But also, if a country invades Ethiopia, Tanzania will have an obligation to help them out because they forced them to not have a military. But if that did happen, the gold country would not gain any land from that war. So that is kind of just a simplified, well, not really simplified, but just how the peace treaty goes, and Ethiopia is sad now. Also, Brazil is doing extremely great. This new form of government type, more of a union, is working real well for them, and it's very successful economically, and yeah. But now we can look somewhere else. We now see the Green Team go very expansionist as they declare war on this yellow country. As they have prepared their military to do this, they go right in, taking this major city, cutting off this area, as their armies will also go out of here, connecting up and cutting this country into four, as they then take the capital and force the country into surrender, and it will be full annexation, as the green country is going very expansionist, like I just said, and they now declare war on Orange Afghanistan, as they have been training for this as well for a long time, but Orange Afghanistan didn't see it coming, and so their forces enter in and will cut off this big chunk of area, and there's probably not a lot of forces here, so it'll quickly crumble, and also the other two major cities of Orange Afghanistan will fall, and it is followed by the capital. Wait, what? What's going on here? Why is it like this? This is like what happened in South China. Okay, the capital will fall, but apparently the color is different. What? Okay, I don't know why that was like that, but the green country will finish them off, but it will not be full annexation. The green country will take a little bit of land from Orange Afghanistan, returning them mostly to their original state. But the lime country, remember, has an alliance against China, and China has an alliance against India. And so they're competing in a Cold War style. And so the lime country will gather up their forces to also invade Orange Afghanistan, which they will do, and they will capture this major city, and they will steamroll quickly through the country, as we this time do not have that color issue, because I fixed it, but they will quickly also take the capital, and with it Orange Afghanistan will fall, as they really don't have any military because of the previous invasion that the green team did, but the orange Afghan country will sadly be annexed fully into the lime team, and these guys have been independent since like episode 25 of Adizzpro's WICSO, I think, and now they're gone, so that's kind of sad. But anyway, they're not just gonna counter it with that, because that wasn't a lot. They're going to declare war on Bangladesh, and by them, well, more so there, but I mean India and Vietnam. So Vietnam will start the invasion, and they will quickly take major cities. And Bangladesh has been through a lot recently, and India will start invading as well, quickly capturing the capital, or at least half of it, as the Vietnamese will capture the other half, and the rest of Bangladesh will be soon to fall, but China will also declare war on Bangladesh, because they don't want all of this land going over to their rivals, so they will clean this up, and we can take a look at this peace treaty. And this is how Bangladesh is divided. The Indians get this, and the Vietnamese get this, and The Chinese will, of course, get the rest. And, yeah, so 2 historical countries, Bangladesh and Orange Afghanistan, are wiped off the map, both by India. But the green country is also expanding, and China is mad because, they kind of want to befriend Bangladesh and get ocean access, which kind of sounds like real life, except not whole with the Bangladesh part. But anyway, yeah, the Lime team is going very expansionist and retaking old land. And now, India will officially add Tanzania into their alliance, and this is going to be a help for them. But China is not very happy with that, and they are going to be even more angry at India. But yeah, we can actually take a look somewhere else now. We see a deal being made over here in Africa, and the deal is that the Orange African country will join the Diamond Alliance, but the Orange African country, as well as assistance from the Diamond Alliance, will both, that doesn't make sense, but the Diamond Alliance will invade this country and help out Orange Africa. And so, troops will cross over into this green country. I don't know if it has an official name, but troops from this country do as well. And, this country is pretty weak, and it will fall. Well, first its capital city will fall, and then the rest of it will, including these islands, which will go over to the Dutch, and they will take over these islands and expand their colonial influence once again. And I'm just coloring this their normal color because, this country's gonna get divided up, so that's going to the Dutch. But what about the rest? And this is the division of this green country, and so it is fully annexed, and I will update military alliances and this and the ideology later at the end of the video. Actually, after the end of the video, I'll do it off screen. But yeah, so that country is now gone. But down here in South Africa, we now see that the new authoritarians declare war on these 2 very new, brand new, I just said the same thing again, but they will declare war on these 2 new countries that were just formed at the end of World War VII, and they will begin to steamroll through both of these countries. But South Africa will come in, and they will kind of occupy these countries, but the people there will see them as freers of their suppressors that are invading them. And so South Africa will very much help out the people here and will officially declare that the new authoritarians must withdraw from both of these countries. And this pink African country will just say no. And so South Africa will begin shooting and killing their soldiers, and they will retake land out of both of these countries. And the response to this is the pink country starting fighting more, and the South Africa proposes a deal to this pink African country in which they will stop fighting, but both of these countries will be safe and protected by South Africa. And the pink country will reject this and declare that they are here for war. And so South Africa will begin to flood their troops over the border in the name of freeing these two countries, and a total war is officially declared, as the other neo-authoritarian countries do not know how to respond to this. And South Africa will have great success at first capturing the capital, but it is at this point that Tanzania and their other neo-authoritarian African allies over here will declare war on South Africa, and thus it will bring in India and also Vietnam, or not India, India, but so forces will be sent down here as South Africa realizes they are in great trouble, and they will just try to wipe out as much of this country as they can, but forces are arriving and pushing back. Well, not really pushing back, but holding their front. And South African forces have also shifted their focus over here to this country. I don't know what color this is, but they thought this might happen. They just didn't expect that India would join this war. And when those forces arrive, the South Africans will be greatly pushed back as they realize that they have made a terrible mistake, as they are pushed all the way back out of this pink country and soon out of this oddly colored country. Hey, I didn't color it, Adizzpro did. But anyway, the pink country will start to once again invade these two countries, this time with help from India though. And so these two countries will be quickly overwhelmed and taken out, and South Africa is very much terrified that, is that how you say that? I don't think it is, but South Africa is terrified, and as these forces will pour in, South Africa will try to defend themselves as much as possible, but troops are flooding in from both sides, and they're going right down the middle too. They're going along the coast, down the middle, and eventually all of this area will fall, as the South Africans will withdraw their troops. Okay, not that, but the South Africans will withdraw their troops to this area around the capital, and they will fight for this, as this is their last hope. But it is not enough, as Indian and other neo-authoritarian forces will capture the capital, and a peace treaty will be held, and we can take a look at that peace treaty. We now see South Africa carved up, and it's very sad because it's one of the oldest countries. And so the pink African country will annex both of these areas, but a new country over here will be formed, eating up the rest of these countries, as this oddly colored country will take this land, and two new countries will be created here and here, and South Africa will not be destroyed, but pushed back heavily, and they are very, very weak now. And so I also need to update the capitals. But these are the capitals. And on top of this, all of these countries are forced to join the neo-authoritarian order and withdraw from the new international order. And all of these countries are also turned neo-authoritarian. There's a layer, but they're turned neo-authoritarian. And yeah, we can look elsewhere for probably one more event. We now see the Dutch go in for one more move, and this one is very symbolic as they destroy their entire history with France by declaring war and starting their invasion, as they quickly capture Corsica and will spring over to capture their capital, cutting off this area over here. They then capture the Twin Cities and enter into what used to be Catalonia, as they quickly clean it up, and the French people will revolt completely. They overthrow this government. They establish a democratic one, and they will begin to fight back against the Dutch, as tons of people here do not want a neo-authoritarian government, and the Dutch, they don't want to do this to help France get back on their feet. They want France dead. And so they will slide down the coast, capturing all of Catalonia. And although the French citizens are fighting back, they can just not stop the massive army of the Dutch Empire. And they will capture the entire thing, and it will be full annexation, as France, one of the oldest countries, once again has fallen. And I'm realizing this video has been pretty much all about the death of old countries. You know, we had Orange Afghanistan, Bangladesh, South Africa, and I mean, they're still kind of here. And now France. And with that, that is the end of the video. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.